Welcome to Online Learning by the Green Building Council of Australia. This module will provide you with an overview of the Green Star Recognised Provider Program, explain why your organisation should become a recognised provider, outline the eligibility requirements, detail how the program works, and the audit process. Let's get started. Green Star Recognised Providers are technical experts with experience in delivering Green Star projects or specific elements of Green Star projects. They are validated by the GBCA as proficient in meeting the criteria required for a Green Star project submission. The aim of recognised provider status is to make the Green Star process simpler, faster, and more consistent. Recognised providers are validated for their ability to consistently deliver Green Star points. By choosing an organisation with recognised provider status, project teams gain increased confidence in the outcomes of their Green Star submissions and provide less documentation in a submission. Recognised providers are required to undergo a validation process to verify their internal processes and procedures, as well as regular audit process to ensure standards are maintained. The GBCA verifies organisational policies and quality assurance procedures to ensure that recognised providers meet the required quality criteria, and they are audited regularly to confirm they continue to meet the criteria. Recognised provider status can be revoked if organisations fail to meet the criteria set by the GBCA. Only organisations can achieve recognised provider status. It does not apply to individuals. The recognised provider status is valid for 3 years from the awarding of the status. Why would my organisation become a recognised provider? Recognised provider provides organisations the opportunity to increase their profile, improve their knowledge, and address gaps in their quality assurance processes. Recognised provider is available to any GBCA member organisation who can demonstrate their experience in delivering a clear service towards an outcome and is designed to create competition and raise the standard of service in the industry. So let's take a closer look at the Green Star Recognised Provider Program and the eligibility. To be considered eligible to participate in the program, your organisation must be a member of the GBCA, have at least one Green Star accredited professional, must be able to demonstrate your experience with Green Star. The GBCA will assess each recognised provider application on a case-by-case basis. As part of the quality assurance process, roles and capabilities are required to be described and checked by GBCA as demonstrating compliance. For example, a senior engineer with experience in energy modelling may be identified as the person responsible with final sign-off. Should that engineer leave, the organisation will need to notify the GBCA of this change and seek a person with similar experience to keep their recognised provider status. If they are unable to fill the role with a person with similar experience, they would need to submit for an assessment of the changed position or run the risk of losing their status. An organisation with recognised provider status will be able to reduce its involvement in putting together document-heavy submissions and provide more value for their clients. How does it work? The organisation applying must state what credits they want to be a recognised provider for, fill out a form, and provide supporting documentation, and pay a fee for the recognition process. This fee goes towards reviewing the application as well as covering the costs associated with ongoing auditing. GBCA will then work with the organisation to see if they have met the requirements for being recognised. Recognition is either accepted or not for the credits or credit elements targeted. If the organisation is accepted as being recognised, then they will be issued with a formal response from the GBCA which will detail what the recognition means and what documentation needs to be provided in each project in lieu of full documentation, as well as what is required for each audited project. How do you apply this recognition in Green Star projects? Recognised providers state in their submission templates that they are using the recognised provider for their respective credit that they were awarded status on, as well as include the CIR response and supporting documentation. The details of what needs to be provided for the submission will be outlined in the CIR response, so the organisation will always be able to refer back to it. The audit process. Following the successful achievement of recognised provider status, an audit process will be put in place to allow the organisation to maintain its recognised provider status. This process is straightforward. GBCA will randomly audit one project every 3 years, or audit one random project out of every 5 submissions, whichever comes first. Again, the details for what needs to be provided for this audit will have been outlined in the CIR response from the GBCA. The organisation will submit all data and documentation collected and stored as part of the approved methodology for the project being audited. GBCA will review all the documentation submitted for the audit. This will be done by a Green Star certified assessor engaged by the GBCA. If no issues are raised by the audit, the organisation will retain their recognised provider status. If, during the audit, minor issues are raised, these will be identified as minor non-compliances, and the organisation will be provided with feedback to rectify the issue. If major issues are raised, these will be identified as major non-compliances, and the organisation will be provided with feedback to rectify the issues. The organisation will automatically be audited on the next project they complete. If major non-compliances are raised on 2 audits in a row, the organisation will lose their recognised provider status until they have successfully rectified their processes and go through the process of recognition again. The results of the audit may mean there are issues that need to be addressed for the recognised provider status to be maintained. If these issues are not addressed, then the recognised provider status will be suspended until the organisation has successfully rectified their processes and addressed these issues. Recognised providers are provided with a recognised provider logo to demonstrate their status as Green Star recognised providers. The technical experts, with experience in delivering Green Star projects and proficient in meeting the criteria required for a Green Star project submission. In summary, the aim of the recognised provider is to make the Green Star process simpler, faster, and more consistent. In choosing a recognised provider, project teams will gain increased confidence in the outcomes of their Green Star submissions. For more information on Green Star recognised provider, please contact the Green Building Council of Australia. Thank you.